Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're all good. Once again, we are at it again, and it's TNT, the truth, nothing but the truth. Before we start, I want to greet everyone, all of you, the royals out there, and those that are creating big impact on TNT. Those that invite, those that follow, and those that actually behind the scene will call and say thank you or ask for any advice and also encourage us to move on. We want to say a big thank you to all of you. I might not go, per se on the name because it'll be a long list, and I'm so grateful as we always say we're creating a community that will listen and also share, and that makes TNT just all about the truth and for the truth. For those that might be on for the first time, TNT is all about Blacks abroad and our challenges, as well as we discuss African matters or compare you know, our lifestyle in Africa and also here in Europe. Most times we use the African version of what we know in Europe and get to know that it doesn't work, honestly, abroad. And that is what we're up to. First of all, I just want to quickly say thank you to those that sponsor, podcasts. Let's say those that are having those businesses and companies that are saying, hey, we are there for you. Like I said, time will come. There's only those that are really sponsoring that might be mentioned and advertised here. And we are getting into strong advertisement from February going, which happens to be the next 2 days probably. So if you are in and, as to say, put your mouth where your money is. So, so that is how we are going to do it. Put your money where your mouth is. So quickly just go through. We just want to say a big thank you to D-Rocket Fashion. If you can see D-Rocket Fashion, yeah, this is a pullover from D-Rocket Fashion, normal textile, with D-Rocket Fashion on it. And y'all know D-Rocket Fashion, they make the best African wear, and they have the best models, and they simply represent the African market. So whilst we are saying that, we also say a big shout out to Africo. It's all about African market, making it great again. And then we go straight into Adoma, Muchia, and Nana Openewa, that is Mohima Mukase, Grace Kitchen. And then we move on to Mama Double N, who is now Mama Triple N, bless you. Then we go to Royal Consult, where they help you with the home office stuff, work and everything. If you need help, translation, where to get to, however and when, they are there for you, starting up from, Frankfurt now with more branches even all over Germany, I think in all five branches. You see, so wherever you need help, don't hesitate. You can contact TNT. We'll connect you or just go straight to Royal Consult. Then we have the Wow Gathering, which is all about women empowerment, loving yourself first. And that is what brings us to today's beautiful topic, placing value on yourself. We all get to know that in many cases, uh, as Ohima will always say on TNT, you can't what you don't have. So placing value on yourself happens to be something you need to be there, you need to have gone through, you need to have experienced it to be able to pass it on. Let me quickly welcome the queens that are here already. I believe something to be adding up, and I believe you are here to also help us share. It is very simple. You go down to the bottom, and it says on the left side, share. In the middle, it says write a comment. That is where you can leave your comment so that we can read and also advise you on, or you can advise us. Of course, nobody learns enough. I never outlearn everything. Then there's another button that says that you don't just like, but you also follow. And I just have a comment here that says that the audio is very bad. The audio is very bad. Sorry for that. Let me see if my connections are intact. And sorry and thank you for that at the same time. So please, is the audio better now? If you feel the audio is better now, just let us know. Let me quickly add it up here. Okay, so on my part, it is good. I just had to put on the volume. So please check your phone sometimes. It really happens. It might be an earpiece and it is not an earpiece. Just go out and come in. Um, just having the people, okay, it's good. Yes, so no problem. Let me quickly welcome the queens that are here. I have I don't know how to read this one, but y'all can follow up. It says that Empire Pearl, you understand. And yes, thank you for watching. Then we have Yvonne Acosta waving at us. That means hi. Now we all go with the emoji. And yes, it is cutting due to the German network. We also have German network. It's in and out. I don't know what Vodafone is doing, but they need to upgrade something. And it's fixing themselves, you understand. Then Ajua Ruslav says that hello. So hello. Ifom Gariba says that hello with more O. So hello. And your audio is bad, thank you. It's been worked on. Let me put it on. It's a technical fault, so it's been worked on. And I hear you, but it can't. Yes, it can't. Yes, sorry about that. So please, if it is better now and it's not dragging on and off, just let me know. And yeah, we'll work on it. Like I said, yeah, we have technicians. They're working on the background. So before everything gets better, just go out there, just invite people, let them have their share opinions, their share ideas. And very soon, panelists will be joining us. So let's bring it back. It's all about placing values, Stella. We are also saying hello. Yes, Stella Viva is also saying hello. Stella, just write a yes if you want to come on because we are talking about placing values. So, let me put off this before I start putting the whole planet down here. But it's cold outside. And before I go on, there is a news that was trending this week about one of our brothers um, in Frankfurt, and people have been like, the brother has been arrested and blah, 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 and all these things. My brother, due to information and, first-hand info, we got to know that number one, I hear you, okay. Our brother has not been arrested, number one, and we don't pray for him to be arrested. My thing is that those that are very happy and enjoying and saying that he will be arrested and whatever, um, what do you gain? What do you gain when your brother is being arrested, right? So he's very fine, and we hope to hear from him very soon that he's okay, and that is the most important thing. People are saying that the audio is so bad. Oh my God, please. Let me just quickly probably go off a little bit and then try to come back in and try to fix the audio. Thank you very much for your comments. Let me quickly go out and then I'll be back in a few seconds. So let's take this. All right, thank you very much. I got the message back again that it is better now. Please, let's stay by better now so that we can roll on. I pray it doesn't go off again. And I just saw one of my beautiful sisters as well. Or see, the name is Empress. Empress Julia Danso. Welcome to TNT. And Yvonne says that, yes, better. Yes, it's better I hear you loud and clear, Adra Roslab is saying. Thank you very much. So just give me a second. I'm not trying to be rude at all, but let me quickly send the link to our dear sister Stella today. I have a bazaar because, the topic, except probably you don't care, then it might be however. But placing value on yourself is very, 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 very important. Hi, Empress. Empress, I am from Gakarate. So many times you get to know that, like we said the last time, that this self-esteem and the self-values are things that are supposed to be placed in a child whilst the child grows. That is motivating the child, telling the child, hey, you will make it, you are strong, you are the best. It doesn't simply mean you are lying to the child, you are just motivating the child's spirit to know that, hey, I can get there. Because already in the child's mind, for him or her, you, the parent, you are a hero already. Now imagine your hero always telling you, forget about you, you can't make, you amount to nothing and everything. It damps the spirit, it kills your soul. So the child, there are a lot of people that always be like, as for me, dear, in my family, I'm the white sheep, I am this, I'm good for nothing. It is not because they feel like saying it, it is because somebody has just planted a seed in that child or that adult's life when they were little, and it has grown to a certain point that even he himself believes it. So, Africans mostly say that, hey, me, where I come from, there you don't play with, oh, everything, everybody will be doing. If I go and do some, if you why dream no spirit in I say no. You understand? And that is the problem. That is the problem. There are a lot of people that even go as far as thinking that everything on this planet, on this earth that happens, has to be their fault, and it ends up in suicide. It ends up in depression. It ends up in a lot of negative things. And why we are here today is for you to also find some values. There are things that we don't really place value on, but these little things are exactly those things that will give you that self esteem, that will give you that prestige to stand, that will give you, in our society, when somebody tells you, oh, you've done great. You are supposed to at least lie down flat and, oh, thank you, thank you. It's fine. But the thing is that when you do great things, you know you have done great. You understand? So we call it pride, but it is not pride. It is knowing who you are. The worst thing of all is mostly, and please, whenever I say Christians, because that is where I am, that is where they brought me up. We used to sing this song, I know who I am, think of me, and I wonder. No, 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 no. And then immediately you start saying, yeah, I know. They say, hey, I saw pride. So why do you say, I know who I am? If you know who you are, then you know what you are capable of doing. Then you know where your mistakes are. You know where your wrongs are. You know those things that weigh you down, those things that can bring you up. You know exactly the friends that can bring you up because you know who you are. So that cannot be pride. So I was watching one of our TikTok. Nowadays, I'm also there. So if I say it, I'm saying it openly. If you want to find all the crazy people, I won't say the stupid people, but all the crazy people, they are on TikTok. I'm also there, but I'm not crazy anyway. So, like I said, a few people are crazy. And there was this lady, they were like, hey, you're looking good today. She was like, I know. And the person that said it was confused. You understand? I mean, it's a TikTok thing. Was confused. I'd be like, I gave you a compliment and said, no, you just acknowledged what you saw. It's not compliment. So if I'm handsome, I'm handsome. If I got the great beard, and you be like, Derek, you have the great beard. Should I now go on my knees and say, Hallelujah, thank you? I have the great beard. You just acknowledged it. Well, the fun of it and the seriousness of it is what we are going to talk about today. And I have some points here. And as I can see on the background, or let's say backstage, I can see my sister is ready to enter. And when she enters there, bam, 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 bam. She gives you the fact, gives you the truth, gives you everything. Now, yeah. Cool. So let me just welcome our dear sister Constance. Good evening. Oh.
Yeah, good evening, Minister.
Hey, how are you? How are you feeling?
I'm good. I'm good. I hope you're
Eh,
also doing well.
I'm good by the grace, as we
Hmm.
always
Good, good,
say.
good.
You know something? I know you have been sick and I've been sick as well. I don't know if we didn't keep the social distance on Facebook, but I got to learn something yesterday and the previous when I was sick. You know this self-testing thing for Corona?
Mm-hmm.
I understand that when you put Coca-Cola, or you put orange zaft on it, it also tests positive.
Oh my God.
So
Hey, was
imagine
it that the Zaps and the cola is already infected before we drink it or what?
that is it. You know that stripe they are using. I don't know how to say it in English, but there's something called a pH Wert. It always measures how bitter something is.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So that is exactly what is in to measure whether you have corona or not. So at the end of the day, if you are coughing and it's a little bit of sour or let's say bitter, this thing it shows
It
you.
shows positive.
So if you put citron on it, this is lime on it, it
Mm-hmm.
will show positive. If you put cola on it, it will show positive. If you put orange zest, it will show positive. So you see, those things are not reliable.
Yeah.
And like
I
I
think there
wrote,
was a video, somebody even tested water. Yeah, it was water. And the day I watched that, I was like, is it really real? I mean, because they're testing for that was tap water
mhm,
and it tested positive. And I was like,
positive.
this thing
And some people will come out and say our water is contaminated. So
is contaminated.
but the fact is that it's not reliable.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
like I wrote my boss, I said that I may be sick though, but it is
Hmm.
the normal grippe we know, the normal
Yeah.
flu, the normal thing. Now everything is corona.
There's
So
corona, the least in corona, and it's like, oh.
yes. So
And
I
with the weather too, it's obvious. Everybody is coughing, people are sneezing, throwing up sputum and all that.
and
So I don't know. But well, thank God we are back. This thing will not kill us.
yes, yes. So quickly to our topic and then to some few comments here. I think that Empress said that yeah, I saw it on TikTok exactly.
Hmm.
You and then Adra says that yes, when you drink cola and any sweet drink even
Hmm.
and you test the result becomes positive due to the sugar. Even the sugar is showing it
Yeah.
and ingredients. You see. So at the end of the day, please, those people that are testing home, it is better to go to their centrum, even if it's their own is even reliable. I don't know, but then
Uh-huh.
at the end of the day, they say so they have the paper and they will know what to do with it. But to everyone on this platform, including my fellow Black people, trust me, Corona is far from you and should be far from you.
Yeah.
Whatever your test said is what the test said. It is not what
Hmm.
you have.
That's not what God has said.
Exactly. So thank
So
you
our
very
70 years plus the bonus, definitely we are all going to get it.
Oh yes. Next year we'll be celebrating my 80th birthday. So we are talking about placing value on yourself, and there are two different things that confuses itself sometimes, or it goes within one another. That is self worth and
Mhm.
placing value on yourself. How do you differentiate that? Is it the same, or does it go a little bit in each other, or what is the worth and what is the value?
Mm. Wow. It's almost the same. It's something like it's synonymous to each other.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you value something, that means it has a worth.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Value comes with sometimes you cannot really grade it in terms of money.
Mm-hmm.
It's not everything that you can equate it to money because there are some things that are so priceless.
Yes.
The value that you place on yourself shouldn't even be bought.
Mm.
You can't just tell yourself that, oh, I can be convinced with this amount.
Amount, yes.
You see, so it's like you yourself, you value yourself, you are priceless.
Mm-hmm.
You are just priceless. And it all depends on you.
True.
One is your self-esteem.
Mm-hmm.
And you yourself, do you believe in yourself? Do you believe in your capabilities?
Mm-hmm.
You see, sometimes there are some people based on how they were raised. They are not able to convince themselves that they are good enough.
Mm.
Somebody can find him or herself in a bad relationship. Your partner makes you feel worthless as a human being. You see, so it's like if you don't place that kind of value on yourself, you always be there thinking you are worthless. Nothing good is coming out of you. Everything you do, it's like there's no positive results coming. It looks like you are cursed. It looks like there's something wrong with you. You see, and words are powerful. The moment you make that thing sink into your mind, already you yourself, you've become valueless. So
Mm.
how do you expect somebody to also see your value? You see,
Yes.
but whereas you have put positive value on yourself, that yes, I'm capable, I am this, I am the head, I'm not the tail, I am beautiful in my own way, I like the way God created me, I know the purpose for which I am on this earth. You know, when you say those kind of positive things to yourself, your soul brightens up.
Mm-hmm.
You are very confident. You're like, yes, whatever I'm going to touch is going to be well with me because
Mm-hmm.
I know the value that I have in myself. I am confident that I have that confidence that whatever I'm going to do is going to work well in my favor.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like when you know your value, you know your worth.
You're right.
And in that essence, nobody can just take you for granted
Mm-hmm.
because you yourself, you know your self worth. Know that whatever I am going to do, it's just like even bargaining at a job. You know, there are some job vacancies, you get it, the
Mm-hmm.
the the job owners or probably the managers will tell you that. So how much do you think we should pay you?
Pay you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like because there are some jobs, they look at the position and the things that you have written and whatever they are expecting of you. They
Yeah.
think then there's probably the salaries they are even paying, it's not worth you. So
Mm-hmm.
how much do you think, with all the qualities and things you've mentioned, how much do you think we should pay you?
Should
And
pay you.
some people can be that, oh yes, due to my value and due to what I think I am bringing on board, I deserve this. Some
Yes.
go for to negotiate salaries, and the moment you mention it, they say it's okay. Okay, we think you can do it. So let's
Mm-hmm.
end it. Some people will be like, okay, let's bargain a little. This is what we usually offer, but with your skills and other things you are saying you have, let's try you on this. So it all depends on the value that you have in yourself, the confidence you have in yourself, your self-worth, and the sort of trust that you have for yourself. Because sometimes it's very difficult even trusting your own self
Mm.
because it's like you say this, you do another thing. So you yourself, you know that you are not trustworthy, you know. So it gets to a point that if you don't even trust yourself, how do you expect people also to trust you?
That's you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all in one thing,
Mm-hmm.
knowing your self-worth and the value that you have placed on yourself before others will also accept your value.
Wow, that is deep. Thank you very much. Before I go on, Sister Stella Weber, please, there's a link on your WhatsApp. So if you check it and you want to come in, just feel free, click on it and join us in the studio.
Mhm.
Ajua Roslav says that, oh, where is my counselor, Nana Akusia Obenewa? This is FL. Yes. And then Empress says that some partners feel intimidated by our greatness, so they
Mhm.
do their best to bring us down. And when she says us, I believe she's saying the women, because that's the us. And that causes low self esteem and feel like we don't worth much. Okay. So, there we go. Nana Akosia Obenewa, Mepacho, Wecha Utiana, Efata I say, oh, Sisi will join soon, okay? Just closed from church. Please
Mhm.
do well to join. Nebe butu butu. I say, okay, please let me check. Please, oh, check. That is Stella Weber. Yes, thank you for that explanation. It makes it so clear. It is line in line, but I love, as you said, if you don't value yourself, how do you place the worth on it?
Mhm.
And if you are worth nothing, your self esteem goes down. So that is the lost value. So I was doing a little bit of a research and I had 11 points, and I want us to take these points and then go into whether it's relationship, friendship, family, however, and bring those topics in. How do we relate in that? He says that acknowledge the inner critics. We all have the loud inner voice that isn't always kind. It criticizes you. You are doing this, you cry, this and that. He says that it interjects when we have ideas and projects at hand, and it often pursues us from taking that leap of faith. Exactly. So people already within themselves. Hey, I wanted to do this business. Or I mean, do I have money? Me,
Mm-hmm.
maths. These are some of the things. Can I even reach there?
Mm-hmm.
I have people that will support, our African community and blah, 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 blah. So, how do you actually listen to those inner critics and then kind of overcome them? How do you place value on that?
Yeah. You see, for every individual, whatever decision you intend to take,
Mhm.
we always have the positive and the negative side. Sometimes you can be very positive about something. Then just this one voice, one negative voice that comes in and spoil everything. Yeah, maybe you are like, oh, this year I really want to go into this business. Maybe you've written your business plan, you've done everything. You think, oh, this business will be very profitable for me.
Mhm.
Then something would you just hear and have, oh, what if it does not go according to plan? Then you see that you start focusing on the negative. You are like, hey, it's true. So what if it goes, if I leave my job and I go and start this business and it doesn't go, how do I survive? You know, that kind of, you start thinking about all this thing. But sometimes the negative critiques are also something to sort of empower us. It is testing you. It just want to see how ready are you. Are you really willing to take that risk for yourself?
Mhm.
Are you really willing to go into it that no matter what, I'm going to make it? In the journey, in every journey, which always begins with the first step, if you don't do it, how would you even know that it will end well or it will not?
Yes.
Yeah, that's why we always say that it's better to do than not to try at all.
Mhm.
You see, at least even give it a try and see, oh, you made a bold step, but then things didn't go. And all those things also teaches us lessons. Because whatever happens in your life, it is there to teach you a lesson.
Lesson. Yes.
Yeah, that I did it this way. It didn't really go according to plan. Let me use plan B.
Mhm.
Maybe plan B will. But there are some people, even the mere strength or the mere boldness to start is even a problem.
Mm.
It's like, hey, how do I? It's like you tend to dwell on the negative so much, so that the little positive you have, you don't want to use that one. It's like, being in an African community, we dwell on negatives. It looks
Mhm.
like when something goes wrong, when something goes bad, that is where a lot of people rejoice in saying it. Some will come and sympathize with you, but they are laughing at you.
Yes.
Yeah, we said it. Look at him. He thought he's the only one who has this. The negatives are too much. Other than getting one or two people who will come and pat your back and say, oh, you tried. Don't lose hope. I mean, do it again. Try again. You can get there.
Mhm.
So sometimes this negativity, it becomes so much. But the time has come that we have to put the negative aside and then focus on the positive.
Mhm.
Because we've seen a lot. Yeah. Every individual, at least by between 30s and 40s, you've seen a lot because there were some mistakes that you did in your 20s. Because that's where you are at your peak. You think, oh, but being in your 30s, that is where you learn that these mistakes that I did when I was 20, so and so years, this time I'm not going to do it again. So
Mhm.
that's the time that is like, if you hear about the negative criticism, tend to overlook the negative and dwell more on the positive.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It is very true because we experience it day in when it comes to business, when it comes to us taking any step in life. And the
Mhm.
first thing we go back on is, and that is what I said in the beginning, I think before you came on, this self critics happens to be things that might have been planted in us when we were little kids.
Mm-hmm.
When some of your parents, your uncles, somebody who didn't like you, friends, be like, you,
Mm-hmm.
oh, Massa, or crowd here, when you come in, crowd, we will lose. When you do this, will be this. Hey, in
Yeah.
our home, we have this kind of problem, generational, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So even without you getting, hey, me, this business, if I venture, yeah, bad luck. Oh. You see, already know you are down.
Yeah.
This inner voice has told you, has condemned you. Let's be
Yeah.
frank with that. So you don't venture, you don't move on. Let me put this thing. When it comes to Africa, whether Nigeria, Kenya, Togo, we all have some generational whatever, at least something we believe in, right?
Yeah.
And why is it that when it comes to our fellow Nigerians, and please, I'm saying it out of what I know, it is easier for them to venture in a business with also having this, I come from this family and
Yeah.
generational thing. Whilst the Ghanaian will be thinking, as for me, and I've heard these people fraud are there, they will kill it too. And if you venture, if you do this, why is this kind of value there for us? Like it's too much of a value. We place value on the negative things more than the positive. Where are these two countries? Actually, we are brothers and sisters almost doing everything together. But when it comes to venture, going into something, we have this inner critics that pulls us back and they just move. What do you think might
Yeah.
be?
I think with the few Nigerians that we know and how they do their things, you know that Nigerians are people, despite all the negative things we hear about them,
Mm-hmm.
they are they are so daring.
Yes.
Yeah. And they believe in whatever they are going to do.
Mm-hmm.
They believe that whether good or bad, I must come out successful. After
Yes.
the consequences can be there. What my target is what I am after.
Mm-hmm.
You see, it's like they have that kind of 100% zeal that is going to work for them. And in some way too, it works. Other than we let's say compared to us Ghanaians, we are already thinking it is faults. The house which the witches in the home has already taken over, and all the negative thing we dwell on it, so we keep being there, but they will go all out, whether
Mm-hmm.
negative or positive. They will, just as the Bible said, the violence will take it. They are more than violent, they take it by
My
force.
thoughts.
You see, and they believe in what they are doing. And that
Mhm.
is one thing I like about them. They really go all out that yes, I'm going
Yes.
to do it and it's good. And that is one thing. And one thing too is if it doesn't work, it
It does.
doesn't um it
Mm.
doesn't put them off
Off. Yes.
that it has failed. You see, they are like, well, this one failed. Let me use another means.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's like at all costs, no matter what, this is the target, we must get it. And
Mm-hmm.
you see that when you read a little bit from their history, Nigeria they have the highest population in Africa
Mm-hmm.
with all that. And where people are so many, survival is very, very, it's like an ultimate thing for you, how to survive.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like at a young age, you are already struggling. You need to survive
Yes.
because the population is so much. Day
Mm-hmm.
in, day out, more are being added. So it's like if you that you are there, if you don't find your way through things, well, you'll be left behind.
Yes.
Unlike for us who are our population is not so much, we are family oriented, we have certain values that we cherish so much to ourselves, be kind to the strangers, and they are not like that. The whole place is overpopulated.
Mm-hmm.
People all over. They even wish some would die, and then those who survive will survive. So, with all this in mind, look at the traffic situation in Abuja or probably Lagos. In
Yes.
fact, you have to get down and then find your way through. So, with
Mm-hmm.
this kind of mentality, and from where you are, you see that just is not to fail, just
Mm-hmm.
is to make it. No matter where you find yourself, you have to. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
so that is what I think really make them sort of go all out to get
Well,
whatever they want to pursue.
thank you very much.
Yeah.
So we have our dear sister Jennifer all the way from Nigeria, and then we have our Jamaican ladies that have been with today. Stella, are you ready? I think there's a freezing. Okay, she's here.
Hello, good evening, everybody.
Yeah, hello.
I just admitted that you are from Jamaica,
I don't really know whether I'm from Jamaica. I mean, you are saying it.
because I saw your volume
You know,
said
you
the
always
only thing
pull
that
my
came
leg,
is
so
my voice. Well, it's nice to have you all on board
always pull
today.
my
We are
leg.
talking
That's the
about
reason why I have to get myself ready.
yes, we are talking about actually a topic that probably in our African community we don't see as a problem too much, but it is a very sensitive one actually when it comes to individuals. Like I said in the beginning, people do have depression. When it comes to that, people do hang themselves, and due to not valuing themselves but valuing more of what people will say or think about them, it becomes higher. So when they say something negative about them, it causes them to react, you see. So that is what we are on today. And I wouldn't actually put pressure on anyone today because I know the internet is actually messing up individually. I don't know if you are Vodafone, then I understand. They will kill me today. So Adua Rose just said something before we get into the discussion, back into the discussion. Adua said that it's true. Nigerians are very bold. They mostly have the mindset of having nothing to lose. Either he gets profit or loses everything, but tries something different.
Yeah.
Yes. And then I think they said that TNT said that welcome home, sis. I believe that is to Sister Constant. And please, if somebody can read this one, please try and read it for me. It says that vote on you. So thank you very much for that comment. Yeah, so let's give you also the platform a little bit to come in with when it comes to placing value on yourself. Sister Constant did very well explaining the difference between placing your worth, sorry, and the value. And then we are into acknowledging the inner critics and how do you overcome it, how do you work with it, and even why do they exist. That is what we are in. And let's bring it to relationship. When you are in a relationship, mostly, I personally would say mostly it affects women. When it comes to listening to your inner critics, how does it affect or how does it create impact if you don't have that kind of self value on whatever you do in a relationship? How does it create impact? How does it affect? I think Stella is frozen. Is it that code in NFA?
Okay, can you hear me?
I can hear you
Yeah.
perfectly, but I think a little bit
No,
of.
I think telecom is having a problem.
Oh, okay. Sorry
Okay,
about
I
that.
think I think telecom is having a problem at the moment. So the past days, my program was also having a problem. But
Oh,
Mm.
it's a very big problem actually in our community, and especially for the women. For the women, because for now there is a case for almost so many years.
hmm,
The woman was feeling really very down, extremely, because the way as you men, I always have a problem with you men, the way you try to, you know, take this boldness that
hmm,
the woman out of that, because actually I think men has never studied how women are, and when you please them, when you make them become the egg of your life, things that they can really provide in your life as a man. I think we women have to know this. You got it back from your parents or your mom or whoever. You have to first learn and value of. You have to put some values in every, because without doing that,
hmm,
you will never ever come out from that hole that that partner will put you. Because most of the men, they don't actually. I think they don't know it. Either they don't know it or they are refusing to know or to learn of their words. makes you feel like you are nobody.
Mm-hmm.
Try it. Not all. I will just say some. Some tribe makes you feel like anything or nothing good can come out from you.
Mm.
And if you're a woman and a man start doing that, if you don't have anything to say or to tell that man that no, look at, you don't even know who you, the man you are. Because a man who values himself definitely knows the good things that the Lord has placed in you. And I think it is time for us. I always say that we learn. It is time for us to learn. We have anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Women are the areas. And I don't know sister who came on board. Sister Constance, thank you so very much. Now we have to learn how to talk to ourselves, our inner man. We have to start empowering ourselves. We don't feel like very little. God, those days, like they always say that men are the head. Men. A man is the. That's what our values out of us. Yes, the men are, or your partner is the head. But trust me, there is also a neck. There is a neck carrying. So when you are in a partnership, I had this topic, I think it was it last Friday. When you are in a partner, don't allow, whether a woman or a man, don't allow that person to take your inner being out of. Don't allow that person to belittle you. It costs the partner who doesn't have the self confidence. It costs that person a lot. And sometimes it's very painful. We should learn how to, motivate one another and pull one another with. I think that is
Mm-hmm.
where we lack a lot of, knowledge. Platforms like yours. I thank our first lady, Mr. Constance. Thank you, and then I think thank you so much because I always say that discussions like this draws our attention to things that we are missing in the community.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I heard something like empowering yourself,
Mhm.
and I also heard that men normally don't observe or don't even notice or value what they have, because if they had value on themselves, they would know how to cherish their partners. And I would say I agree somehow to it, because if you know the worth of a woman, that is, if you're a man and a woman gave birth to you,
Mhm.
then you would definitely cherish a woman alone that your mother is not a man. Thank
Yeah.
you very much. So, Sister Jenny, tell us a little bit when it comes to, listening to your inner critics, and how do you overcome those critics?
I'm so happy to have Sister Constancy. I've just been staring at her. She's so cute. Well, thank you for inviting me. I missed the first part. I'm so sad about it. I would have really loved to listen to what Sister Constance had to say. But I was listening to our sister and I was like, oh yeah, yes, what she's saying is really making sense. And I think this thing starts back. Like when when we are all giving birth to, we have some are blessed to be in families that some things are already impacted in you. Like you watch your parents, your mother, you watch your daddy, and some parents they have placed a serious value on like making their children grow and be very confident in themselves. So that is where it all starts from. What were you impacted when you were younger? And then as you grow, you begin to realize, is it a good thing or is it a bad thing? Like what I'm trying to say is there are some people, they are already very confident in themselves. They know self-love is for me is the utmost thing. And if anyone is not doing me well, choose, I don't have anything to do with you. It's already inbuilt, kind of. Why others have to learn these things? It takes some time.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you don't already have it in you, then you have to learn it. Then you have to know, you know your boundaries. You have to know yourself. You have to be truthful to yourself, and all these things will also help you in choosing a partner. Because choosing a partner is actually one of the most important things. What you look for in your partner, because if you've already had, like, if you've been blessed to have chosen a partner that also like grew up in a family where he was impacted with some important values, some things are just a little bit easier. But if unfortunately for you, you haven't had that opportunity, and you meet a partner that is also maybe has grown up in an abusive home, or has been living a troubled life, and then you guys have to fit, like trouble and trouble. You actually attract what you are, like the energy you put out there. So when you've attracted something that is not so good for you, then you have to now work it out. So, we always say, yeah, empower yourselves, learn new things, know yourself. It's always easier said than done. These things are extremely, extremely hard because you have to know yourself first. If you don't know yourself, how can I listen to myself? Like, how would I know what myself is telling me, what my inner man is telling me? I wouldn't know. It will only just drive me confused. So the first thing is know yourself, know how you have lived your life, how you were raised. Just reflect on your background, on your own personal values, and then you can now decide, okay, this is the road I have to go to, or this is the relationship I have to get to not being a toxic one, or am I toxic myself due to the fact of how I was raised, or my family background and all that. Then you have to listen to yourself, but listening to yourself also takes a lot. It's the people you hang around with. People always be like, yeah, people are not important. Listen to yourself. The people you mingle with on a daily basis, they say a lot about you. It's either they are helping you or they are killing you. Knowing this I think, is a very, very important thing, and it helps you to know yourself because it's like a spiegel. Like your friends are like your spiegel. You are seeing them, you are with them always, and then yeah. So I would say listening to your inner selves, it takes so much more than just saying, yeah, women empowerment, listen to yourself or this and that. It's so much more. Like I even get confused. I don't even know where to start from. But fact is, in all these things, know who you are. Know how you grew up. That is very important because if you know how you grew up, then some things will be clearer to you. Then you yourself, you will know who you really are before you can be in a relationship with someone.
Let me bring it in. Sorry. Knowing who you are and knowing where you come from. And don't you think sometimes this are exactly the problem? Because knowing who you are, fine. My grandmother was a servant in somebody's house. My mother
Mm,
was a servant in somebody's house. So me, why should I sit in X5? Why should I
mm,
go this house? So you get it. So
mm,
are sometimes also the problems that comes with it, placing value on
mm,
yourself. The other thing is talking about, knowing where you come from. You are what you said in the beginning. Something is being placed in you. So at the end of the day, I personally think sometimes those are the problems. So now here comes my question. Somebody who was brought up in this manner, grandfather, grandmother was a houseboy, gatesman, and your father was one, your forefather was helping somebody. Now you have come to abroad. The only thing you know is you have to submit yourself to somebody. Even if you get somebody's garage, you will guide. So how do you bring out that value in you? How do you change the whole thing? How do you capsize the whole ship?
mm. Not I don't want to be misunderstood. I was not talking about profession when I say know where you're coming from.
Mm.
What I mean with know what you've been impacted with or on. I don't know. English is a little bit hard sometimes.
Oh,
Like know the values you are carrying in you. Like know what has been on you the whole years. If you have been living in a family where abuse has been everything that was happening there. So you have to know how this has affected your way of thinking. So that is what I mean with knowing who you are, knowing where you come from, right? So now when you know where you come from, how this affects your relationship, was that the question?
mm-hmm.
Yes. And this is the next step because when you now finally know who you are, that's good for you, but it doesn't still help you that much because now you are in a partnership with someone else who has had another upbringing, another lifestyle, another value, and all that. So he has to fix it now, right? So you have to know the person that you're also being in a partnership with. The challenges this person has faced because you can't just meet somebody and just start building your own ideology and thinking that is normal to the other person. It is not. So knowing yourself is the first step, but then knowing the person you're in a partnership with, the good and the bad, that's the second step. And then how you work it together, that's the next question. I don't know. Can you understand me?
I'll bring it
Yeah.
back. I'm not trying to be stubborn in my question, right?
No, please.
I just want to create a little bit of awareness on this one. And please, those that I'm not leaving you out. The thing is, let's bring it to what you are saying, right?
Mm,
Being in this kind of upbringing, abusive, whether it is the profession, whether it is the words that has been said to you, and the only thing you know are those things that were impacted in you, be it the profession, the gate man, be it the abusive words, be it, so you are in it, and you will realize that most relationships, actually, Gemma will say, they leiden drunter, they suffer
mm,
because the only thing that woman, the only thing that man knows is how to abuse because he doesn't see it as an abuse. It is a normal lifestyle. You get it?
yes.
And it is only when you know you have a problem that you can get help. It's only when you know that I am doing I'm doing something wrong to Jennifer, is when I can say, oh, we all came from different families, so let me, get in with a different because I didn't like it. But when you don't
Mm,
know it, and that is your mentality, how do you overcome that? It is
yes.
you.
Mm.
Mhm.
There are two ways. There are just two ways about it. In my opinion, please, I stand to be corrected.
Mhm.
I stand to be corrected. I think there are just two ways about these things. Yeah. If okay, let me talk about myself now, right? Okay, I've known all these things. Are you? Do you? Let me get your question. Is it about me or the partner?
It is about who has the problem right now. Like me coming, let's say
Mm,
we are together, and I came out of an abusive or a gate man family
mm,
or abusive. They planted something in me, and all I know, like when we talk, you hear me cheeky,
mm,
insulting, you are a witch, you are this. All I know, right? So how do
mm.
I even get into a relationship with that? Because let's be honest, the women of nowadays will not take any BS. You understand? So how do
Yeah.
I exactly? That is my question.
Yeah, so we all come with baggages. So nobody's perfect. That's fine. So I think the first step is to talk about these things. Yes, we all come with baggages. Some just have a little bit more baggage than the others. So that's why if I should be in such a relationship, I would try to like dialogue. Dialogue meaning I would tell my partner, okay, this is what is going on. We'll try to work it out, talk it out. But then this is why I say just two ways about it. Because if I have done my very best and you are just sitting there and telling me everything is fine, you are getting worried for nothing, just let it be, then it's either we are working it together or I'm leaving. That is where actually the self worth comes in. I can help you to make it work with you as good as I can. But if I realize that though I'm doing this, but I'm not good, I'm not happy with myself, or I'm not getting where I want to be, and it's really affecting my mental health, affecting my personality and my whole being, then I'm going to leave. But then I'm going to tell you so that you know that I'm leaving, because then if I'm leaving, that's the best thing I can do for myself at that moment. Yes, that's what I would do.
Thank you very much. So now let
And
me bring
Minister, let me just chip in something.
yes.
And then
Just as
there is
Jennifer
okay.
said
All right
that
then,
we
please.
all come with baggage. It's very true. But every individual also, you have a time that you sit down and look within yourself
Mhm,
that, yes, this is my baggage. Let me see, is this affecting my partner positively or negatively?
mhm,
So there are times that you yourself, you can sit down, listen to your inner self. This is where I need to correct myself, or probably this is how I have been all my life. But this is the time that I think it's not helping. This is
mhm,
the time I need to change or re-strategize myself. If what I have is not of value to other people outside, then that means I cannot also value myself, because what you think is so valuable to you, it's not important outside.
mhm,
Mhm,
You see, so when you have something and it's not of a big value, it's just like having goods going to sell. But when you go, you realize that people are not patronizing it. That means
yes.
there's a fault with it. You need to make amends,
mhm,
or probably you need to package it in a different way, or maybe rebrand yourself in a
mhm,
way. So for every individual, before you assess yourself, we have the negative and the positive. But make sure your positives are more. That makes your value higher. It's like you
mhm,
are bidding something. Well, maybe somebody has this, somebody has that, but there's something unique about you. Everybody has that kind of uniqueness. So there's
mhm,
something unique about you. This is where my something that makes me more unique. Why don't I work on it better to
Mhm,
fit in with my partner? When Sister Stella was talking, she was talking about we say the men are the head, but there is a neck. It just caught my attention. I was like, whoa, I've never even thought about the neck. And I
Mm,
just went back to my science background and I said that, you know, without the support of the neck, the head cannot move.
Mm.
exactly.
And yeah, because that is where the joint is. So even if a man is the head, the neck gives the direction. Turn left, turn right, look forward. And who is that? And that person is the woman. So that means you are very, very valuable. You are giving direction to the head, you being the neck. Without the neck, if the head was supposed to sit on the shoulders, it will be so stiff. And I don't think it will even be beautiful. It's the neck that really beautifies the head because it is giving it more direction. So I think with that, being in a relationship, that is where you can make your self worth really be felt in any relationship that you
Mm,
find yourself.
Thank you very
Mhm,
much. I like the neck concept.
mhm, mhm,
Yeah, Sister Stella, you
Thank
were
you
saying
so
so.
much. Thank you.
Yes.
No, thank you so much, my dear lady and Jennifer. Thank you so very much because you said something and just give it to them because I think some of them notice their problems like the way sometimes you need to assess yourself, sit down quietly, ask yourself questions. I does it a lot. Sometimes the year when a year comes to an end, I sit somewhere in the corner. At that moment, I don't need a call. I don't need anything. I just
mhm,
want to check around me and see if everything went on very well or not. Some of them doesn't have this quality. We are all not from the same house, not from
Mhm.
the
yeah.
same parents, nor from the same environment. Some of our people doesn't have those things. So
Mhm,
here comes my problem I have with our community. You will be seeing you the one who is standing behind. Will you
mhm,
be as a partner? You'll be seeing all these things, and you want to correct to the whole partnership life become a bit easier. But when that's hereby the other side say, no, I don't want to be corrected. Just love me alone. This is my life. I was brought up like that, and those days, my father and my mom they were living that kind of lifestyle to live the same lifestyle with you, and that's
Mhm.
when I came in. That's when you and start
Mhm.
empowering yourself. I'm talking about the
mhm,
weak, this weak vessel. You have to sit somewhere and
mhm,
start empowering yourself, asking yourself a lot of questions, saying, okay, I have this partner. This partner knows it all.
Mm.
mhm,
Put some
Mm.
corrections and stuff. So what should I as a partner am I supposed to do now? That is when this self love comes in. Value the things you put some. I always say that discipline is good. Trust me, you discipline yourself as a partner. It's very good because by so doing, you are helping the other side for him to know that you can't take everything in like that. Our relationships and because of simple things. I have it and I knows it and I don't want you to say a word and I don't want you to change. And so I think what sister is saying and what Jennifer is saying, everything can work. The two of us or the both partners will sit somewhere and say, okay, now you, I value your lifetime, I love you, but then we need to talk about certain things and bring
mm.
We are very sorry for the
yeah, I
connection
think that
here.
the network.
That's one thing about network. Anytime it reaches the point that ends that thing, no, that movie pass,
That's why Tosa misbehaving.
then it messes. But I think if we can take it out of the
uh,
contest, we have understood, and it is very true. When you have
Mm,
you are in a partnership or in a relationship, and the other one is like, "This is me. Wow, this is you." So what? And I'm not ready to change. That's how my parents did it. That kind of thinking, not even in the box or out of their own is
yeah,
just shallow
yeah,
minded thing. That is me, period. But then
Mhm,
that is you. You have to marry yourself, keep to yourself, move with
mm,
yeah.
yourself, because that is you. You understand? And it is high time, let me say, I won't say only women, but partners needs to understand that
yeah.
if your partner is not ready to move with you, you are going nowhere. So it is high time you make a decision and place value on yourself. How do I be? Because before we come into a relationship, we have to understand something. I had my goals, my vision, and my dreams. You had your goals, your vision, and your dreams. So if we are only supposed to go by your vision, your character, your dreams, and mine is just being shuttered down,
Mm.
here we are going nowhere, because at the end of the day, it's either you would dump me, not as leaving me, but you dump me somewhere because I don't get yours.
Yeah.
And I might bring you down because you also don't get mine. So it will become a relationship of a give and take. That is why you see relationship where
That's
the
right.
guy will be like, let's do it this way. The woman be, no, I don't want, because that's not how it's done. Which book?
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So that is, I thank you very much, Sister Stella, Sister Constant, and Jennifer, for those contribution, because it's very important to know your values. And through knowing your values, as Sister Constant said, with your worth, is when you know how we can move forward. You know, the reason why slave queens are so open and so wide is because sometimes I always say they don't know their worth. They only think they know their value. So it is all about slay, breast here, back there, and everything. At the end of the
That's right.
day, their values and their worth is just diminished. It's killed. You see, now they will be 40 and they are looking for partners. They're looking for husband. They want
That's right.
one thing about slave queens, they always want somebody responsible. But you never leave any
But they
responsible.
themselves are not responsible.
You see, so why should somebody be responsible for you? So these are the things. When you don't know your values and your worth, you slay. So our brother Alon says that there comes a time in a man's life where he has to choose between continuing or breaking the circle. Thank you very much. Brother Lot, one day we will have you here. And I still have this
Mm.
brother or sister who is still communicating with the Vorong. So we will take it from
I'm
there.
sure you said Russian.
I think so. I think so. Please, brother or sister, translate for us, because the Vorong. Okay, so there's another point that says that receive a compliment. Let me explain. You know, there are people, whenever you give them a compliment, it is like, I don't know if they're trying to be smart, naive, or they just don't have the value. They'll be, oh, really? Oh, they don't, it's not about the really and the thank you. It's like, that thing is coming from me, because they don't value, they don't even know that they can bring that good out of themselves. So they are like, I said in the beginning, it's like they have to lie down and be like, hey, oh God, thank you. You know, you said I'm a good boy. You said I'm handsome. I mean, the thing is that when receiving a compliment, and let me get into this, people easily take that for pride, you know, when you be
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, Sister Consta, you are beautiful. I mean, thank you is good, but it's also good to say, I know, because my mom and my dad, they took their time. You get it? So is it pride when you receive compliment and you acknowledge it, or is it a way of African that you need to be like, oh, really? Really? I'm nice. Thank you very much. How do you go about it when you receive a compliment? I know it's a weird question, but before then, I think one of our sisters just joined. I think the name is, please forgive me once again, is Valley. That is Ali Valley. I think was joined by Sister Jennifer last week, and she's still with us. So thank you and welcome. Yes. So back to the question: how do we go about with compliments when I know my value? How do
um,
we go about?
I think, Derek,
Yes.
and my lovely sisters, I think you all bear with me that we are all not from the same house, the same area, and then even village. Some people who couldn't got it like the way we have gotten it from our parents.
Mm-hmm.
Let me go back to maybe our northern part of sisters, or let me say, sometimes they don't have the self-esteem, or they are I always say that they are so down that when some are living with you and you are even passing compliments on them, they don't get it. They don't get it. It's not their fault. The reason why I'm saying that it's not their fault is it's, the way they were in the society that they found themselves in, the way we accepted them.
Yeah.
Things get influence on you. based on the area or the friends, even the common friends that you have around you. So such people, it's not easy for them to accept that they are very good, or oh wow, you look very lovely, or you are. It's not easy for them to accept that fact. It's not. There is no proud or rude or whatever in it when I say, oh yes, of course, I know. I know means that because I know who tell you. You said something, you say, I will based on this Christians. We Christians, we were brought up with the word, and the word tells you that you have to know whom you are in Christ Jesus. So
Mm-hmm.
when you are walking that road like a lion out over there, people think that you are rude. You are not rude because you got a foundation which taught you right away that you are somebody else. You are so special. You have it. So sometimes I think we have to look it from angles where that person is coming from. And if that person give you back, so all right, tell that person that look, if no one has told you that, then now have it here. Walk with that words and that boldness. Know that you are so special. It doesn't matter where you come from, because this is the way I see it. Some they did. Especially I got right away from my mom, and my children are also having it from me. My son Elohim will tell you that, hey, last mission rule, mommy, I know I'm God, but there is this bold this. I think it depends on
Mm-hmm.
where you grew up, the friends that you have. Some friends can even make you feel very that that small, like, oh, no, so bold that we are special. And if you are good, don't do something, extraordinary, because and you have to work like that.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much. I believe, I only
That
believe
is my
because I
answer
didn't
to
get
your
the last
question.
part. Okay, okay, so it was still on. Thank you.
Mhm.
I think this internet thing, they will have to sue all those telecom the month when their money is due, they'll come and collect it.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you very much. It is
God.
true. Where we come from happens to be a reason to either accept or, however, to take a compliment becomes a problem. Thank you very much, Sister Stella. So yes, let's take it from the other ladies too. What do you think? When you tell me I'm looking good, I'll tell you my mom took her time.
That's very true, Minister. You see, our backgrounds really count a lot. Where, especially from Africa, we just have a few people who are being complimented positively.
Mm,
Most often, it's always the negative compliment
Mm,
that we hear.
mhm,
You see, for instance, I always use my dad as an example. Sometimes, those times when my mom was alive, I was like, but you shouldn't have married this man.
mhm,
Because my father is the extreme negative person and my mom is the extreme positive.
mhm.
You know, I tell you, you are first in
I love
class.
that.
He tells you, wow. So all the people in the class, they sat down and you became first. It's like you just can't get, your mom buys you something nice, you're looking good. Then he would just then, but the shoe is crooked. He's always looking for the negative thing
Mhm.
to always get you on spot that no matter what you do, you are not perfect. I mean, it's not going to be well, that kind of thing. But my mom too was the type who is like, yes, even the little thing, she is proud of you. Oh, you've done well. You came first in your class. Okay, I'm going to give you rice and chickens. She will do something to make you feel that yes, you have made it. So
Yes.
that is, I saw also that in my father's family. They compliment negatively to
Mm-hmm.
put you on spot.
They almost.
Yeah, so I don't know
Mm.
whether it's like they do that to always make so you are always
So
conscious of what you want to do
Mm-hmm.
because you want to do things to make them sort of make them get a positive remark on you. But no matter what, they will still spot the negative thing on you and
Mm,
then make you feel bad about yourself. And it happens in a lot of homes and in a lot of places, even in schools. You see friends, you are doing well, but just one person will make a negative remark, and it's like you want to crawl into your own shell. You see, so that is what happens that if you are not somebody who is bold by yourself now, oh, I don't even care what they say. I know what I want. This I think is good on me.
Mm-hmm.
Some people are so emotional, especially when it comes to women. They are so emotional that the least thing that you say, they think about the negative more instead of focusing on the positive. They dwell on the negative, and it sort of it weakens them. So
Mm-hmm.
somebody comes out and it's like you praise the person or you compliment the person positively. The person is even shocked that, hey, as for today, I've got somebody complimenting me positively.
Mm-hmm.
But in our society, if we were to be more of positive, we should have more of positive compliments. It will brighten us up because there are a lot of people with talent, with great things, but just because of one word that somebody will say, you see that it brings the person's spirits down. The person doesn't want to go on with what he or she is doing. We have
Mm-hmm.
just a few people who are so bold that even when they have the negative thing on them, they will still turn it into positive. That yes,
Tell you.
yeah, I know. I like it like that. This is what I can do.
Mm-hmm.
We have just a few of the people among us. So within us as African, as in African society as that we have, it's high time we change from negative. So the negativity is what has embedded in us from our infancy, and we've grown with it. So you see that we are grown, we are older, but we are still doing the negative things that our parents used to do. Instead of us even change that now, society have changed. The world is changing. You don't dwell on negativity too much. Even when something negative happens to somebody, just pat the person's back and say, oh, this is what happened. This is not the end of life. I think you can make it. Rise up and then make it again.
Thank you very much. It's very true. I was just following up like I am there. I'm just imagining a father who somebody just came back with A, be like, so all of them just sat down for you to
For
become
you to be first.
oh, Charlie. People are having four, and their fathers will be like, oh, you've done well, I'll buy you next time. I want three. I want oh, Charlie, don't worry at all. Uh, so yeah, Jenny, what would you say to that? Hey, I can see Stella moving. This one is active. Thank
No,
Mm-hmm.
I just want to check the net from here.
you. Yeah. And I
Mm-hmm.
think it's perfectly. Mwah.
Okay, then thank you. I log out from the laptop, so I think this one will be better.
Mhm. Yeah, Jenny, what do you say? Oh,
Yeah, I think
compliment
they
you. Homo, you are
said,
looking good. You be like me.
no, if you compliment me, my first thing is like, what do you want from me? I don't have money to give.
And please, before Jenny will go on, I will say this, Jenny. I saw a beautiful lady's picture who resembles Jenny, and I said, Jenny, this could be you. And she was like, no. As for me, now this, now that. So this one is in your court.
Oh,
I said,
yeah. So I'm not just going to sit here and act one thing, because if you compliment me, man, I'm blushing. I'm going. Oops, my kids here, they don't want to sleep, but yeah, we are doing it. I had this problem last week. So actually, it brings me to what I said before. It's your upbringing has a lot to do with this as well, right? So I'm not so, as in, I would just say it here, I'm not the very confident one. If someone just walk up to me and say, "Oh, Jenny, you look beautiful," I'm like, "Thank you," politely saying thank you, but in my mind, what do you want from me again? Like, it's not it's not something I'm used to. It's like it is now that I started learning that when someone just compliments you, then maybe you really look good that day, or I don't know, you just give it back like, "Oh, thank you," or just politely. You don't have to be rude, or just give it back that way. And yeah, so I wouldn't say much to this because I don't want to lie on TNT.
me too. I wouldn't like to lie because I remember we had a program, yeah? And that program, to me, there were other people. They were good. They were fantastic. And then this white man was like, I want to hire your group. My first question was, we are Love and Unity, or maybe you mean somebody else. You see, that is where it came. Like I wasn't even sure he meant us because to me, there were other better groups, and I
Mm-hmm.
think that they
Mm-hmm.
will say to me, we lacked a little bit. But we were exactly what that person wants. So immediately he confronted me. I was like, we are following the team. I started describing the people so that you are aware of who he wants to hire. And these are some of the things. That's why, Stella, I said in the beginning, we always say, I know who I am, but really we don't know who we are. Because whenever you compliment, and I'm going back to that statement, a Christian, and oh, Charlie, you are looking good, though. Really, by God's grace, my dear, it is by God's grace that you are alive. It's enough. But looking good is up to you. You understand? And that day, please, you are looking good. Just accept it. And that is what I want to, let's place it on whether women or men. My dear, with your 1 pack, you are looking good. With your 6 pack, you are looking good. You are still a royal and nothing can change that. Somebody can look good with dreadlocks. The other person will look good with a short hair like my own. You understand? It doesn't mean because I have no hair. When somebody says that, oh, you look good, I'll be like, you mean my brother because he has hair. Understand? You are as unique as you are. Don't let any partner, no man of God, no child of God, no friend of God, no Adam, no Eve to tell you how you are supposed to feel and how you are supposed to look. Because no matter how you look, except you have decided to really mess up your looks, mess up how you look. I mean, when you're coming from the kitchen with your body mantle, you go shopping with it, and then your husband comes home or your wife comes home and you are smelling of Gary and beans. Of course, you don't expect him to tell you you are smelling like Gucci perfume. You understand? So that one is clear. But when you have a compliment, no matter how you think, some people, they'll be like, you smell good. What perfume do you use? They'll be like, me, I'm smelling. No, me, I'm tired. No, my dear, you are smelling good. To that person, you understand? Oh, we need to build that self-esteem. We need to place that value. We need to know who we are, not just sing it, but really admit who you are. Thank you very much. Let me read some few comments, then we move to the next one. But please, if you still have something to add, just let me know, and then we just let you in. They do that so you will also do better. Yes, that's what my mom told me. Empress, you know something? I said in the last session, these fingers are not the same.
Cannot be the same.
The same thing that Constance's father told her can make somebody even drop from the A to, like I said, when you turn the paper, you be the second. You understand? And the same compliment. So you need to know the kind of material, the kind of strength your child has. You will give the same person who is having A that's there. So you sat down for somebody, and that person will so be down, so be sad that, trust me, you'll not even have the feeling of getting to class again. So again, it depends on the children. Most times, whether we believe it or not, in African homes, the parents don't know their children.
Yeah.
You can put me anywhere, I will just repeat that, and they don't know their children. If you are supposed to ask my mom, for example, do you know that your child Derek has been stammering or stuttering before? She will say no. She doesn't know. You understand? But I used to do it. So I learned a way of speaking by holding my breath, finish speaking, then I now breathe. You see those things. There are a lot of things our African homes they. Why? Because they don't value it. It was not given to them, and you can only give what you have. So sometimes it can be irritating. And for a little child who is now growing to have that kind of self-esteem without knowing it before, it can really be, terrifying. I work my
And Minister, one thing, because of that, anytime I come home with my report, even if my dad is there, I'll wait for my mom to come.
you see.
Yeah, because she's the one who is going to
is very serious.
all the praises. I will make sure I hide it.
Wow.
I had to give it to my mom first. You see, before my father will get to know, then he will just say, well, as usual. There's nothing positive coming from him. He's just going to say as usual.
Oh, but it's true. Even my own uncle, who is in NFA, that man is so full and filled with negative things that immediately he heard I have passed this. Oh, who Derek is going. You see, but I am somebody, I distance myself, and I had to learn it from somewhere else, to be honest. I distance myself from such people to show you one day that I can and I have, whether you like it or not. You understand? And once again, it's not everyone. That is the thing. If everyone could do that, trust me, this topic would have not been an issue
Yeah.
at all.
No.
But
Mhm.
it is. You know,
But
before this.
one thing I also say is that when it comes to it, there is always a root cause.
Mm-hmm.
You see, I sat my father down when I grew up and asked him, I mean, tough questions. And I realized that all his life, he had wanted to give birth to boys.
Ah.
And he kept having girls. We had 10 girls.
Oh wow.
So it's
Wow.
like
Wow.
he had no, in fact, all his life, he said he had wanted to give birth to probably 8 boys and maybe 1 or 2 girls.
Mm,
God
So
has.
it's like all his focus, because you are girls, he doesn't think you can make it.
Yeah.
You see, it's like, so whatever the girls we were doing, it doesn't push him. All he says at the back of his mind is, well, if you were to be a boy, you would have done this. If you were to be a
Oh.
mm,
boy, you see. So it was later I had to conscientize myself that no, you have to stop all this. And now he has now regretted, but it's a bit too late because the things that we were expecting in the childhood, because of his mindset, he couldn't give it to us. But
Mm-hmm.
thanks
mm,
be to God, we also didn't follow that same path.
Yes.
Otherwise it will be a generational thing because negativity is a bit powerful.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like
mm.
light and darkness. If you don't choose the one that you want the most, you let
Yeah.
the negative overcome the positive within you.
True. Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and not to cut you short, Sister Constant, let me be honest on this. Do you know, as you said, there are many parents expecting girls, they get boys,
Mm-hmm.
expecting boys, they get girls. And this is one issue here around our area here that a woman gave birth to a boy whilst expecting a woman.
Like, yeah.
And what she did was to now, in his childhood, dress him like a girl because
Ah.
he was
Mm,
expect. You get it? Now
yeah.
the
Yeah.
child grew up and started having interest in men,
Mm,
and they
yeah.
had a problem.
Mm,
So
Mm-hmm.
you see, these are some of the things I'm saying that we plant a seed without knowing.
Yeah.
Imagine they tell you from your childhood, you're a witch. You're a witch.
Mm-hmm.
Anything that goes on in the house, you're a witch. Your husband
mm,
will tell you you're a witch, and it doesn't count
That's
anymore
right.
because you know you
That's
are a
right.
witch. You
Mm.
never flew before, but you are a witch.
Rich.
You
words
understand?
are powerful. Yeah.
Exactly. And parents mostly be like, that is my language. That is how I
Mm.
speak. But the thing is, hallelujah, thank you is your language, but you are killing somebody's soul. You
Mm,
understand? And the child will grow up like, and if something happens here, maybe because I'm here. You
Mm-hmm.
see, so self-esteem and self-love and value, how can that child have a self-value?
Yeah.
That person is always the cause of something.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
mm,
I hear
That's right.
adults saying it because they had it in their childhood. So
mm,
please, if any parent, any whatever is watching, these are some little things you don't understand why things are
Yeah.
going wrong. But you, your grandmother, the gate man, all those things, they might be the cause. So Bismarck says that too often we underestimate the power of a tongue. A
Mm.
smile,
Mm.
a kind word,
Mm-hmm.
a
Mm.
listening ear, an honest
mm,
compliment. An
Mm-hmm.
honest compliment. I like that because not everyone who's complimenting you is honest enough.
It's honest.
true.
Yeah.
Your stomach is showing somehow, so oh, you look good because he wants to look better. Or the smallest act of caring. Thank you very much. All of which have the potential to turn a life around.
Yeah.
Wow. Bismarck, you should be a Jamal say poet. So yes, here comes Mama Letitia. I'll say it's true.
Mm-hmm.
No crepa. So we have one of our love here with the name Rose, and she's just joining us, looking as beautiful. Happy birthday, Rosie.
Thank you.
Yes. So today they were mentioning people that had their birthday. She forgot she had a birthday.
Yeah, the January babies. We
January.
rock.
So,
I totally forgot today. It's not me.
yes, let's move on to the next point, please. Is there any question? Is there anything you want to add so that we just move to the next one? Welcome. We are on the self love, placing value on yourself. So, Rosie, if you have something to add, you just add, and then we have a next.
Yeah, I've not heard you guys talking about, but I just wanted to bring it in since it was about relationship and valuing yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you are all saying very good points that you need to start from yourself, and some people are very confident
Mm-hmm.
and naturally, and some learn to be confident and all of that. Uh, um, but most times, even the most confident women
Mm-hmm.
get humbled by pregnancy. Pregnancy is a factor. If care is not taken, this your self love, self confidence that you have established for yourself, it can ruin you to the lowest level. Like, pregnancy is so humbling. And there were even some pictures going around, like before pregnancy and after, and you would bet on your life that there are two different people, but it's the same person in that picture, because pregnancy took that woman through a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, in most cases, I know, even a friend of mine, she's been battling with hormonal disorder after pregnancy. She's been gaining weight, and she can't lose it. And she used to be so confident in herself because she knew that, okay, if I gain weight now, give me like 3 weeks, I'll bounce back to my curves and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And all of these things are gone. And and it has made her feel so uncomfortable in her body, that self-confidence has come down. Now, I wanted to ask this question, that since pregnancy can be very humbling, what can you do against that, in like the case of this my friend that has a hormonal disorder, meaning the doctors don't have a solution for her, because it doesn't really have a treatment. How does that person regain that self-confidence or self-love?
I'll leave it to the ladies and the women first before I even utter a word, because the last time I gave birth, I was in a different life. Mm,
Um, can I say something?
please.
Yeah, you can go.
I think pregnancy is one of those things. I think there are so many occasions in life that will humble you, whether pregnancy, whether just adding weight, whether just getting a new job and you think you are not up to the task. There are so many situations that will humble you. I think the most important thing is what is in you. And if you don't already have that, due to whatever reasons, it's your job to make sure that you get that confidence. How you do it, how I personally do it, is the words I listen to. They are very, very important to me. So I just choose to listen to the right things on a daily basis. So is it something that you have to work on by yourself? Well, if it's a medical situation that word cannot help you, need medical attention, then you have of course you have to see the doctors, or you have to see a psychologist, depending on where you have your issue, right, and what exactly is weighing you down. But I think pregnancy on its own is actually not the problem, because pregnancy is a beautiful thing if you have it going on for you. But if you already have your issues, low self-esteem here, depression there, this and that there, like you already have your issues there and here, then every little thing is going to weigh you down, whether pregnancy or whatever. So that's just my opinion to that. You just have to build it in you. You have to make the choice to, as in, I don't even know how to put it in words, but you have to make the choice to be happy. You have to make the choice to say, I wouldn't let whatever is going
Yeah.
on weigh me down. And it doesn't matter how whatever happens. Of course, there are still going to be situations and you are still going to be down, but it's going to be different. It's going to be different when you actively when you're actively working on those things than if you just say, okay, now I'm pregnant, oh, it's weighing me down, I don't know what to do. Every situation is going to weigh you down.
Yeah.
Anything will just
Yeah.
weigh you down. That is my personal opinion. Do I stand to be corrected, please?
Thank you very much. Yes. Connie.
Yes. Just as Jennifer said, pregnancy is just a phase of life, and it is something that once you are a woman, you can be pregnant because the hormones within us, when it gets to that point where you start menstruating, you ovulate, you do this. Definitely, pregnancy is part of women.
Mm,
So pregnancy, you can't really say pregnancy humbles you or sort of make you lose your self-esteem because men cannot get pregnant. It's only we the women who are. And pregnancy as it is, Because we women, we are not the same. Everybody and how it goes. So the best thing is, just as Jennifer said, it depends on you yourself. You don't use pregnancy as an excuse, because we always say that pregnancy is not a sickness. Yeah, maybe you can have complications or one or two things. As we say, after all, how long does pregnancy take? Out of your whole life, it's only 9 months that you are going to go through that phase. Afterwards, it depends on you. Some people will give birth later, they tend to bloat. It all depends on you. It's your mindset. If you tell yourself that, oh, at this phase, because I'm breastfeeding, because I'm doing this, that is how it's supposed to be. There is nothing you can do. But it's at a phase. You will overcome it. When kids are at a certain age, it is you. You are the individual. Now you have to work on yourself. Either you train to come back into it. There are just a few women who will give birth and still be like how they are. Some of us, we put on a lot of weight. So the best thing is, afterwards, you give yourself a timeline. By the time your child has stopped breastfeeding, the child is not depending on you. So that one, you can sort of train, you can gym. Hormones, fine. Hormones can sometimes be a bit sort of stubborn, but still there is a way around it. It all depends on you, the woman. If you are determined, sometimes people accept their fate. There's nothing I can do. Let me take it like that. Everybody is saying I'm this. Let me take it like that. Your husband is not even happy. Your husband is complaining, or probably your partner is complaining. When I met you, you were like this. After this, it's a phase, but there is always a phase. And in this modern world that we are, as a woman, whatever you want to do, you can do it. The main thing is to give, you have the self confidence that, yes, I can do it. You don't have to give excuses for everything. Otherwise, you have to put a placard at the back of at your back. Oh, I've given birth. I can't control my weight, so nobody should tell me I'm fat. You can't go about explaining yourself. But you know what you will. This is your target. If that, there are some people, they grow fat, they are okay. Because in Africa, when you grow fat, you are well off, other than those who are slim. But you know that health-wise, it's not good for you. So it depends on you. You have to put it at the back of your mind that, yes, this is my target weight. I want to train and come back to control your diet, exercise, do this, do that, focus. And you come back to it. You don't have to use that as an excuse.
Merci. Thank you very much. Baby.
Hi. To be frank with you, the tone is so low that I did not get everything. So if you check, I was just checking how to fix in with the tone. Someone just called me here, so it has caused my tone a bit. So I'm not hearing a lot.
Okay. So it was about, I think her question was, when after giving birth, some of them grow,
Well, can you use earpiece? If you have earpiece.
Yes, let me just you go ahead and let me just get
when
one.
When you're on stream here, then somebody calls through, it takes off the sound. Yeah.
Exactly. So you go ahead, let me just get one.
Okay, thank you. So let me give in the little that I know or I think that can help. That is number one. When you give birth, like we are saying, it's a medical problem, right? The hormones are playing, Gemma say, crazy. It's not going back, and there's nothing you can do about it. Number one, you need a supportive partner who will encourage you, that will tell you, hey, number one, as I think was it Constance or Jennifer was saying that it is because of that man's child. My child said is like mine. That has made you as you are. You understand? So if that partner understands that and stop bullying you like, oh, you used to be this, you used to be that, because it comes from that area. And my mom, my partner doesn't find me attractive, doesn't do this. Then you start also not finding yourself attractive. You understand? So if you have a supportive partner, it helps a lot. Number two, you need to accept yourself for what you have become and learn to live with it in the sense of when people give birth and they see that they are growing bigger, they now start wearing any kind of dress because before they used to dress, but now anything goes because they think that, oh, society has given them up, life has given them up. But the thing is, as big as you are or as slim as you have become, you can dress yourself to look as you want to look And you'll be baffled that even when you were that sexy, call yourself slim, people didn't even admire you that much like now.
Yeah.
Understand? Because there's nothing like, let me use this word, please. There's nothing like a beautiful lady except you make something out of what you have. So it is building it yourself. Speaking like Ohima would say, stand in front of your mirror, say, I am beautiful, say, I am good, say, I was born to make it, I am this, I am that. Then go out there. When people are looking somewhere, take it for yourself. They are looking at you, they are seeing the beautiness in you. And that is how you can go. And there are people that also use that excuse to now become Yokozuna. You understand? In that case, oh yeah, let's be honest about that. There are some people, they have the chance of going back to as they were, but they use the excuse of, oh, because I've given birth. Oh, because
Hey, cool. Are you talking about me or what?
how can I? But they can go back. They can. The thing is not about what they have become. It's about what they can do, but
Yeah.
they are not doing it. And giving excuses on because of, and you know now, no, which dress doesn't fit you? We have XXL. You understand? So you wearing those rags to the shop. There was one lady that confronted me, and I wouldn't mention the name. It was like, you know, my husband doesn't look at me anymore, blah, blah, blah. I told her, number one, you need to accept yourself. You need to know the values you have. Number two, go to the nearest Aldi or Lidl or Rave. Dress really cute. I mean, feel yourself. And when you are going out, that man that doesn't look at you will now follow you there. Like, why are you dressed in high heels just for Einkaufen? You understand? It only happens when you start believing in yourself. Because nobody will believe in you if you don't believe in yourself. And one thing I've realized, and please forgive me for my choice of words, those that don't have it, you know, they value themselves more than those that have it. Why do I say? There are some people, they dress to become nice. When they move those makeup, you might be scared, right? And those people that look naturally, when I say please, the thing is the
Minister D,
you get
Minister D, I feel attacked.
it is it is
Yeah,
it
it
is
does
the
feel
point
attack.
of it is the point of the viewer that makes you look good or bad. Don't get me wrong. Most people that think that I look good already, they go anyhow because they think I have it. And you find out that those that you have been calling ugly are getting partners. They are being admired, they are being recommended, they are being whatever. And you are sitting where you are because you think you are beautiful. Slave queen, so let's take
Minister, wait a minute. Mommy, I have to laugh on this point because you brought this and now you are saying you felt attacked. What should I say?
yeah, so I think Ivan Gariba is saying something here. Self-love is difficult to build up again once you got used to what others said about you. That is true.
Yeah.
When you get used to it, it becomes always important. What do they say? Self-confidence after pregnancy is only built up again with therapy or with a psychologist. Okay.
I think. Wait a minute. What you said right now. I think our partners also play a very big role because what you are saying. I will use my home for now. I was like mommy before, and now because of the children and because of I don't have enough time. So my husband is a very good I don't know trainer and stuff. We don't have time also, and now he keep on saying, "Oh, your stomach is too big. Oh, you're wearing like this," and then at the same time, if I dressed, he would just come and say, "Wow, today you are looking so beautiful." You see this. So one way or the other, is, "Oh God, your stomach is not like this. Oh, that's not the way I got you. Now you are looking. Oh, your stomach." And at the same time, he's also passing some compliments.
Yeah.
So it makes it makes you know that he loves me the way I am, trotz alum, but I need to exactly. So I think we have to learn how we bring the words out so that others will not feel hurt or because I think I can say, "Oh mommy, yeah, you are, look, you've given birth but you are still the same way, you are too tidy." No, I have a way of say packaging the whole thing, and I think that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
It's true. Thank you very much. I love that.
Mm.
Bismarck says that live with it, work on it, cause happiness can exist only in acceptance.
In acceptance, yeah.
Please, when you finish writing your book now, give me a copy. So, Jennifer, I love your smile. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Bismarck said that keep your tummy.
You saw me.
Very much. Yes, I was about to mention this name, but I didn't know if I mentioned it right. That is you, Andy. Thank you for joining us. We experience challenges, changes, and difficulties in life. That makes us feel less worthy. Through unhealthy relationships, yes, job loss and pregnancy, are more valued through promotion, wealth, is it promotion? Yeah, promotion, wealth, compliments. This makes our own worth and value so unstable and very unreliable. Whatever you think your self worth is wrong because no one fully knows his or herself. The one that created us know us fully, knows our potentials, knows what we are capable of. That's why our self worth should be based on, I believe, is the word. Please let me read here so that I can get the full. Okay. Words should be based on what God says and knows about us. Thank you very much. Unfortunately, when it becomes too long on StreamYard, it just floats down. So I have to look on the normal screen. Adoma Muchia says that let's join one of our pushers and sponsors. So Alot just laughed, and Jennifer, sorry, Yvonne Garima says that very true. Okay, so that leads us to our next point, and thank you very much, Rudy, for that question. The next point is I don't know which one to take first, but let me get this one because we talked about accepting yourself, and that would have been the number 9. So I want to bring that in, but this one is just pinching me small because I've seen it a lot. Let go of comparison. Somebody will be like, hey, is it your partner that will be compared? No. We are talking about self value, self love. So it is about you always
Comparing yourself.
yourself with someone. And please, most of you here on this platform will definitely say it is true. You spend time on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, motivational speakers, they have made it. You watch them, they are making it. You get it. You don't motivate yourself with things that are surrounding you. Please, somebody who is online, whose husband is lawyer and pim pim do, has bought a car, has done whatever. The person is still going up. Your husband cannot afford bicycle. You are comparing yourself with somebody who you get it. So it always weighs you down because you want to get there, and the little that you have, you cannot value. So the woman will be spending, including someone I know very close in my house, will be like, look at this one, just got look at this one, just did this. Look at this one. And you will be spending hours, minutes, whatever, weeks complimenting those people without you being able to have taken a step. So in this case, how do you value yourself? That is my question here. Everyone is good, but you. How do you value yourself?
I think Derek, we've said a lot on this platform. You value yourself by knowing whom you are. Because why on earth do I compare myself with Mommy or Derek or Jennifer or Constance? Constance is different. Constance was born from a different mother altogether. If I see something on Constance, I can boldly say, oh, wow, it looks like that. Doesn't mean I have to compare myself with her.
Yeah.
If I see Derek doing, handling some topics and, this moves the way I don't have to because I can't be Derek. We were created different, and immediately you start comparing yourself with others, you have already lose. You can never ever compare yourself with anybody, not even your sister, nor your brother, because knows that you are totally different. So you not comparing yourself end up with knowing who you are. Because otherwise you'll be sitting somewhere and always what you does is you put on your computer and you say, oh, this one is doing better than, oh, this one is wearing better clothes like me. All the time you are chasing unnecessary things that you are not supposed to do. And are you doing that, you are losing already. Because instead of you to invest your time and everything in the things that you can do very best, you are wasting your time comparing yourself to others.
Strong,
Very true.
strong,
Wow.
strong.
Yeah. And
Yes.
also,
So,
sorry.
no, please, Jenny.
I
We
think
love you.
what our sister Stella just said is very perfect, and I support that totally. And what I just wanted to add was, some things are easier said than done. So I think just hang around the right people. That helps a
That's
lot. Hang around people that bring the best out of you. Like,
mm,
no people that would be turning, like every time they are so negative, every time they are
mhm,
telling you how weak you are, or how ugly you are, or how fat you are,
mm,
meet people that want to be better for themselves, and they want to see you be better,
mm.
that way. Yeah, baby, it's okay. So that way, actually, you it comes automatically. Like the words you hear on a daily basis, these words are powerful. There is a difference if I'm talking to Mame daily and she's telling me, oh, Jenny, I like the way you speak. Oh, Jenny, you are
That's right.
beautiful. And I'm like, we are giving to each other on a daily basis that way. Or if every day we are saying, we are tired of this life. Oh, Jenny, oh, this, oh, that. So that is why, for me personally, I think a practical way is just choose the people you hang around with. Choose the words that you want to listen to. Like,
That's right.
be selective of the things you even read on the internet.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
don't read everything. Not everything are for your eyes, not everything are for your ears. Don't be everywhere. Just be selective of who and where you are, and all that. That goes a long way already. And also be careful of what you allow in,
That's
what
right.
you allow
Mhm.
into you,
Mm.
whether words or whatever. Just be cautious, be very, very cautious. I think these are very, very practical ways. Like, this is what I'm practicing. I'm not perfect in it. I'm practicing it on a daily, because I also realize this has helped my self-esteem a lot. Like, the people you talk with, and you do your things with, and then know what you are doing. Like, have a purpose. Like, what is my aim for this year? What is my aim for this week? What am I doing tomorrow? I talked about structure the last time if someone was listening. Have a structure. Like, do things with yourself. I had a friend that said, oh, Jenny, when you're always saying you are big, okay, you don't really like the way you look. Why don't we just register and go to the gym? We do it together. What do you think? I said, yeah, fantastic. Let's do this together. So this is what I mean. Like, people that are adding up to your life, like
Yeah.
adding up to where you want to
That's
go
right.
and all that. And so, just, yeah, I think those are just practical examples of how you can, like, value yourself. Because when you value yourself, you meet people that value you, and it adds
Yeah.
up automatically. Right? Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. And then also to add up to that, I think the best person to compare yourself to is yourself.
It's yourself. Thank you.
Yeah. Every year, just assess, or you can even do it as often as possible. For me, I always like compare myself to last year. Where was I?
Mhm.
This year, where am I heading towards? Or 5 years ago, what challenge did I challenge myself? Have I
Mhm.
even made it there? Am I
That's right.
halfway through? Those are the things that you should forget about the others. We
Others.
are there.
Mhm.
We all, just like you say, we are going on judgment day. We are going to judge each one for himself. God is not going to ask you and these people. No, it's only you. What did you do with the life
Mhm.
that I gave you? Who did you impact? And moreover, those that you compare yourself to, are you comparing yourself to be like them? How can you compare yourself to be like somebody? Meanwhile, you are you. You know your capabilities. You know the things that you can do. So instead of you comparing yourself with all the people who are just giving you false ideas, because you never know what exactly that person is into.
Mhm.
Right now, social media is full of lies and falsehood. People are
I tell you.
pretending to be what they are not. People go to borrow dresses, borrow cars. Even some just stand behind somebody's luxurious car, say, "Hey, my new this," and you are sitting at home giving yourself pressure. You see, so it's not worth it. It's not worth it at all. And if you have a partner who is also always saying that, hey, have you seen this person? Please just warn the partner, or
That's right.
just show your 5 fingers to your partner and say which of them is equal.
Yeah.
You see, all are
Yeah.
not equal, so you cannot compare me or probably make a comparison with. If you do that, you just be living in an illusion. You never be yourself. You always want to live in somebody's shoe.
Thank you very much. Yeah, Rosie, what will you tell us?
What I would add to it is that all that my dear sisters are saying is very true. But Jennifer said something at the beginning. Saying it is easier than acting on it. We are in a century. We are in a century that the most things that you desire to have, due to delayed, you don't have, and you'll be seeing on social media a lot of women that will be telling their stories, because nowadays we have a lot of motivational speakers and all of
Fake
that.
story.
They will be telling their stories on how they made it, and some even have 6 kids. Mostly moms do that, that couldn't maybe fulfill their school desire of going to school or doing business or doing that, and they will be hearing these stories, and automatically they will be comparing themselves to that lady, because maybe they're at the age mates, and they'll be thinking, okay, I'm also in Europe, why haven't I been able to do it? In most cases, when you lack something and you see your mates going for it, automatically somehow you compare yourself to it. So practicing it not to compare yourself. Sometimes it depends on how you compare yourself. Sometimes comparing yourself to someone else boosts your spirits to just go for it. It opens your eyes to see that, hey, my sister could do it with 6 kids, I have 3, I can do it. But it depends on where you channel your comparison to. Comparing yourself in a negative way will make your self-value go down. You feel even the more useless or something like that, and then you'll be looking at yourself in the mirror thinking, oh, my mates are doing it, I can't do it. But if you channel it, if you try your possible best to channel it to the right or positive direction, you will boost your spirit, like, hey, my sister did it, I can do it. I will maybe I'll contact even that person and ask the ways she took to just get to her point. So that's what I would add to it, that it depends on where you channel it to.
Let me quickly also come in with my perspective. One thing I have learned in life is if the things you see, mostly on social media, you decide to follow, whether positive or negative, you end up in a gutter, because these are the same people that comes after 2-3 years. Whilst they were having a relationship that you thought, wow, this guy is helping the wife too much. Look at my husband. They'll come back 2 years and tell you they're no more together. It was fake. It was whatever. So my thing, and I love one compliment or one word that was being said. The only person you are supposed to compare yourself
Compare
your
is
own
yourself.
self. Last year, look, there are people in my life, every year, I just drop some. They will be like, oh, that boy once again. Yes, let me be that boy once again. The thing is that I assessed my life last year and saw that you didn't help me in any way.
Yeah.
Let me drop it. The only thing you brought to my life was gossip, and
Yeah,
you are the only one hearing. I don't need it. I have a
that's
business,
right.
I have a job. I need to move forward. That is me. You understand? I take months to assess myself, like Sister Stella said. I sit down
Yeah.
with my car, I'll be like, what is my next move? And
Mhm.
I don't need any social media for that. It is
That's
me.
right.
I
It's
used
me.
to be, let's say, straightforward to people. I tell you my mind, I move on. But now it's like I consider what people say, and they're taking me for granted. No, I don't want it anymore. Let me move.
I leave.
I went to church. I was doing this. Now they are taking me for granted, this and that. I'm not going to church. This is my decision, my life. Then when I come out, it will motivate someone. You understand? Be like, oh, that's where he's got. It's not a fake life. It is what I've achieved. Number two, comparing yourself positively is good. When is it good? It is only good when, after listening to motivational speakers, you apply it to your life. Not when I sit there Monday and see the motivational speaker moving on,
Tuesday.
Tuesday moving on, Thursday and Sunday moving on, and I'm still where I am. So
Where you
what
are.
you get it? Where is the motivation about it? It is like I'm watching somebody's how do you say success, and I'm at class 1, and that doesn't make it a motivational speech. It makes you a spectator. That is
That's
all.
right.
And this spectator
That
wasted years. Just let me land very quick. The
Yeah.
other thing is also when you are listening to these people, when do you also come out to motivate someone?
That's right.
I don't know if you get my point.
Yeah.
That's right.
Use words like it's easier said than done because we are not ready to do the done.
Thank you. I was about to come in with that word because I had it today almost 3 or 4, 5 times. You are sitting there watching someone, listening to the person. You know, the person is telling you how he or she could make it. But let me tell you one thing: the person also applied discipline onto it. That's the reason why the person could get there. So if you sit down and you said, okay, I think it's easier to say it than doing. I think you are not applying discipline. Sometimes we have to discipline our lifestyle. You also have to attract other people because people are attracting you. That's the reason why you can sit and watch them, listen to them. I will go back to somewhere. Derek, if you can remember back those days when we started Love from Africa, there wasn't any NGO here. And we were attracting a lot of people. We did so many things, not because we were having the ability or even the knowledge, but it was because of the discipline that we were having in us. I have 2 children. The things that I do, sometimes I sit somewhere and ask myself, and I know Derek, you are doing the same thing. I know Mommy, you are doing. I know my sister Constance is doing the same thing as well. So I think we are lacking of discipline is one of the things that we Africans, exactly, we have to start, discipline the things that we do, our lifestyle and everything. Your friends, you don't allow friends to choose you. You choose your friends by yourself. You choose people who will motivate you to get there. Look up to them. It's true. But don't sit down there and be listening and be listening and be listening. When they are dragging you, please kindly also go with.
Yeah.
Stella, I took a decision 3 years ago, and that is very funny. So I will just quote it because if my biological life giver is watching, it will be a problem. Anytime there is a call that comes in, there is a kind of pressure. There's a kind of pressure, there's a kind of demand, there's a kind of move, do this, without knowing what I'm doing at a certain moment, without knowing the kind of crisis I'm going through at a certain moment, whether I'm being depressed, because having kids, let's be honest, whether male or female, can sometimes be very depressing. You understand? Yeah. So I tune myself that there are certain calls, there are certain time a call will come in, my dear. You can call from heaven to hell. I'm not picking. At the end of the day, somebody said it too. I bought my phone. I pay for my phone. So these are some of the things. And we are Africans. You cannot be rude to an elderly person like, I will not. So whether you like it, there are some social media platform. She doesn't dare even to come and look at my stuff. I will not, because I need to do firstly something that will give me peace and happiness in my heart.
In my life.
Only then I can give you that happiness and joy. But when I am lying flat and I can't do anything and you pressurize me, the next step I will take, you will hear he has hanged himself, and I don't want that. So I believe in that discipline so much that you need to discipline yourself. Please, anybody watching, don't take this wrongly. There are excuses we give to ourselves. It is excuses that are killing us.
Yeah.
Something like, what can you do? It's very common in a Ghanaian's life. Oh, what can you do? What can we say? And that is what Africa is as it is.
Yeah.
It is easier said than done. No, somebody has done it all.
Exactly.
Once you are watching, yes, it is hard to take a step. The only mistake we do is that Constance went straight. I also want to go straight, but my path is left. You get it? That is why it becomes easier said than done, because you are watching somebody's steps. I believe there's nobody on this earth who wants to do something who has started with a step that would never achieve his aim. You might make a mistake on the road. You might fall down. You might
It
mess
is
up.
normal.
You just take a different route and you find
That's
yourself.
right.
You know, the funny thing about making mistakes is this: you never stay at the same place. You make a mistake here and you be like, oh, I can't move on. But you are on a different level.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. So whether it is just one drop of water or a full cup, you have made an impact.
That's
And
right.
that is what I want to leave us today. I think our time is fast spent. Stella, next week I need you here. And
Oh,
I need you to stay here. Thank you. So the thing is that I just want to give an appeal to everyone out there. I'll read the comment, and after that, I'll give you your 5 minutes. The thing is, please, anybody out there, woman or man, child or adult, you are valuable.
Yeah.
You are worth a lot. You are a king, you are a queen, you are a royal. And anything you want to achieve on this planet, you can. You only need to place value on what you do, your time, time management, financial management, whatever. You need to place value on it and create, as Constance said, a worth on it. And
That's
when
right.
my worth is 300 billion, come and put me down and let's see. You understand? There's something I watch, please. Let's look at this and I'll end here. I'll not even go further. There's something I watch. There's one Ghanaian that came to US and started standing in front of a billboard and said, look at even the Americans that print money are owing 20 billion. I look at the guy and I said, even what you are reading, does it make sense? They print the money. How can they owe to? They're just putting something there for you to think, you too, if you are owing, it's okay. So come and how can I owe money? You understand? So there are certain concepts when you watch the social media and you don't apply wisdom,
That's
Yeah.
right.
you end up being fooled up and you
That's
believe
right.
in some lies that are going on.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Watch the social media, use it for your business, use for whatever, but apply knowledge to whatever.
That's right. Thank
And
you.
trust me, we will sit here next week or next year and you find out that you have gotten to a standard. And whether you thank us here or not, God has made it in your life. That is
Amen.
the so thank you very much. Let me quickly read the comment
Thank
and
you.
then I'll bring it to you and then we are done for today. I won't waste your time. Let's start by Adoma. Adoma says that, okay, let's start from here. Bismarck. Adoma, very true. Okay, here. If you here, if you know who you are, you won't think that way. As I normally put it, I am the original and the only one. Thank you for that. Bismarck says that every minute you spend wishing you had someone else's life, in a minute spent wasted yours. Okay.
That's right.
He says that God bless you all. I believe he was leaving the platform. Know your worth. Thank you very much. And then Yvonne Gariba says that friends and opinion can be very poisonous, unhealthy for your self-love. Yes. What do people think of me? What do I think of myself first? Believe in yourself and do your best. Yvonne said that stop comparing yourself to someone else. You are better than others. If not today, trust God that you will be better soon. Amen. Bismarck says that compare positively. Yes. And then also the next one, Adoma says that this social media will kill person. If you will compete, do that positively. And then you, Annie, says self-discipline is a real thing. We should learn to stop seeing ourselves as a victim. Thank you. And Adoma said that on point, Derek. Very quick, I said I'll end, but just one sentence. You know, people also do compare themselves with people that are going down. Be like, oh, you know, I have two. That one has one. My dear, you are telling yourself to. Well, thank you very much. Let me start with Rosie. Please give us your last 5 minutes of advice when it comes to place value on yourself. Then we move to Sister Stella. Then we move to Jennifer, and then Constance will give us the 5 minutes. Thank you.
What I would say at last is that it's very important to place value on yourself, because some don't see the importance of placing value on yourself because they place the value on their spouse, like husbands or wives, and they forget themselves. So number one, it's very, very important. We shouldn't forget that. Then number two, I would say that um the people around us, they really need to help those people that don't place value on themselves to put that value on themselves, because it starts from childhood in most African homes, that
That's
the
right.
tongue destroys a lot from the childhood. And it's hard for the person, because since you've believed in it from childhood,
Mhm.
you believe it in your youthful age, and then in your adulthood you would believe it that you are not valuable.
Mhm.
But check your surroundings. Let someone help you value yourself, because um as Yvonne said, sometimes some need therapists, some need psychologists
Psychologist.
to help you build your self value, to see even the good in you, because some would look in the mirror, they would say, yeah, I'm so beautiful, but they are just pretending, they are
Mm.
just practicing it because someone said it, and they would say it like 10 years and wouldn't believe it even after that 10 years. So the people around us also need to help us, because hearing things sinks deep into you. And then after that, try as much as possible to act on it, even if you don't believe it, and someone is there to help you push yourself. Try to believe it. At least find something at yourself, or think about it. Write things down. Make a list of yourself. What am I good at? What am I not good at? And you will see that the things that you're good at would overweigh even the things you're not good at.
Mm.
So that will also help you place value on yourself, to say that, hey, I'm not that bad anyways. Even though my friends are all doing their masters, are all having their own houses, hey, I have other qualities that they don't have. So after you seeing that, try as much as possible to work with it. Hold it high esteem. It doesn't matter how small it is. There is nothing too small. Hold it high esteem and work with it. As soon as you work with it, things will generate. People will see you differently. I learned something in school when I was back in high school. I learned that about fabrics, that you dress the colors, how you feel the day you wake up. Meaning, when you feel bad, you automatically wear dark colors, wear odd colors, and all of these things. So when you realize, study yourself, and when you realize that every day you like wearing like dark colors, odd colors, work on yourself. Automatically try to change the colors that you wear. And you feel like when you wear things like yellow and these bright colors, automatically you'll feel the good mood. Just try it. I've tried it and it works. Like, wearing bright colors, the people will see you and will compliment you, and it will help you boost yourself and your self value. So that's what I would say, that work on it. It sometimes it's not easy. Sometimes you might have those called relapses, or you fall back. But
Mhm.
as soon as you fall back, don't stay on the floor. Carry up yourself. That one thing that you hold high esteem, that you're good at, get back to it and place that value back on yourself, no matter how small it is. Things that start small become big. So that's what I would add to it.
Wow, thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, Sister Stella.
Okay. I think a lot has been said this evening. What I want to do this evening is to appreciate you, Derek, for the good work that you are doing. You create a platform where we can share a lot of thought, experience, and I salute you for that. Thank you so very much.
Thank
Sister Constance, thank you so much, for your time. I know your husband is around. When you got married fresh, you need to spend more time with your husband, but you are here. You are not here because you don't have anything to do. You are here because you want us, to live a better life, to bring a change into our home, our partnership, our marriage, our children, and everything. And that's the reason why you are here. Sister Jennifer, may God richly bless you. I know being a mother is not easy, but look at where you are this night or this evening.
And I know that our viewers will not just take it just because we don't have anything to do. That's the reason why we are sitting here, talking. Mrs. Ajimabudu, thank you so very much for allowing your husband, to have time, and also allowing him to, connect all of us so that our African community will change and to become the best, or the change that we are all searching for. We will work towards it.
Yeah.
What I will leave with
Thank
us
you.
is, you are welcome. What I will leave with us, especially we that we are in partnership, I think it's very, very important to, compliment your partner, to pull out the best in that person. Let that person feel like without that person, you cannot even live, because you doing that, you are just putting, I would say, that the future that you are not seeing, you are just pulling that future out. Because trust me, when you see your partner walking boldly out there doing things that, the beginning he or she couldn't do, you feel so proud, you feel so happy. You're like, when you are there and people are saying that, wow, is that your wife or whoever, my God, I think your head becomes so big. So that is what I want to leave for our viewers. And then I will just, back off. Thank you so much for allowing me to come on this
Yeah,
platform.
it's been a big pleasure.
Let's create time for next week. Right. Thank you.
Mighty why?
Yeah, Jenny.
A lot has been said already. I don't even know what to say, but I would just start by saying thank you for bringing me on such a platform, because I'm actually the very shy type. I never ever thought I could be anywhere live talking and people will be looking at me. And it's like, bro, Derek just said, come, you can do this. Let's do it by fire, by force. And I found myself here. And I'm not regretting it. In fact, I'm loving it. It's wonderful. It boosts my self-esteem and all that. So this is what I mean when I say hang around the right people, Shabo.
Yeah.
So what I would also like to just say is don't be a garbage truck. That is what I would leave anybody watching me with today. Don't be a garbage truck. Don't let people just dump their whatever on you. Don't gather their mess. This is your life. You choose your friends, choose the life you want to live, choose to be happy, choose whatever you need to be okay and to just live this life the way you want to, in a positive way. um be around the right people, because nobody's an island. You don't know everything. You would never know everything, and then you need the right people around you to support you, even support your purpose and all that. So take it a step. How do they say it? It's one step at a
One step
time.
at a time. Yeah.
Yeah, take one step at a time. Don't try to do everything at once.
Yeah.
When you listen to such, like we are like five people now, we've spoken and spoken. Even if it's just one thing you take and just
That's right.
apply for this week, it's already something, you
Yeah.
know. So just choose, just make the choice to just be happy, make the choice to do right, and be careful what you read on the internet, social media. Be
Yeah.
careful what you listen to. All those things are very, very important. And then and just pray. So I believe in prayers a lot. It doesn't matter
Mm.
whether you're Muslim, a Christian, or wherever, whatever. Just pray to whomever you're praying to. Pray, and it helps you a lot. And also, and just don't be a garbage truck. You're much better than that. Do things that you think you could, things that you thought you could never do. Just start doing them.
That's
It's wonderful. It's perfect. Like, you might fall, but then you get up and you continue, and then one day you just realize, oh, well, that's life. And so just take it one step at a time. And we are all doing very, very well. Doesn't matter how many mistakes we've made and how many times
right.
we've fallen and gotten up, but we are doing very well. We are still here, so that's fine. So I always say every day I wake up and I'm still mentally sane, that's a good day because this journey can rub you, like it can make you go so crazy and lose it all. So if you are still sane, you wake up and you are sane, be thankful for that already. So
Mm.
um yeah, may God help us all, and yeah, we help each other.
Thank you
Thank
very
Amen.
you.
much. Thank you.
Amen.
Yes. Okay. So to crown it all, I wouldn't say that much. I think we've said a lot. What I would say is always brighten your day with a smile.
Mm.
When you start your day with a smile, wherever you go, you become happy, whether if something goes
Negative.
in a positive or negative, that you smile and say that in all things we give thanks to God. I'm happy the way I am. Always try to move a step further when you achieve something. If you
Mhm.
set a goal and it's achievable, you know you've done it. Don't
That's
just
right.
be content with where you are. Move
Mm.
another step further. And also think about other people, especially your partner.
Mhm.
It's like when you are moving, you are not alone. No
That's
man is
right.
an island. We
Mm.
have people that you need to drag them along the line. So you also think about those people, especially those within your circle, your closer, let's say your kids, your partner. How do you move up with them? Don't be selfish. It's not all about you. It's you and other people that need to get to a certain level that you want to. And whenever you achieve something, take a toast, congratulate yourself. I mean, mark
Mm.
it now that yes, I have made this, and this is my next level that I need to go. Don't be so hard on yourself when you make a mistake. Mistakes are bound to happen, but we take it as a lesson that
Yeah.
this is what it has been. This is an eye opener. I wouldn't repeat that again. If you repeat a mistake twice or thrice, then it's your habit. There's nothing you can do about it. So we take it. So that is why I would say let's have a good week and believe in ourselves that yes, we can make it.
Thank you very much. Thank you for watching, everyone here. I'm very grateful for your contributions, for your opinions, for your questions, adding up here, sharing it. Of course, we will see those that shared. Very soon, we'll be giving out gifts for those and those that are sharing. And I'll be grateful. You, Andy, thank you for joining us. Vali, thank you for coming the second time. Just share if it's a good work here. We would love you to help us broadcast the good things we do here, and you're also doing a good thing. Probably next week we are coming with a part two of the value yourself, and we will probably, if there is time for our panelists here, they will all join us here. If there's no time, don't kill yourself. Just let us know, and then we will continue there. We are just trying to boost your spirit. We are just trying to bring out something that you might have not seen or you have not recognized, but it was there, so that we all can, when you are feeling good and I'm feeling good, that is where it says that be your brother's keeper. You understand?
That's right.
I can't be my brother's keeper and I'm the only person enjoying, and you have to come and borrow from me because the right way is there and we are not discussing. Number two, we don't know everything here. We have experience in a lot, and if it makes sense to you, wow. If it doesn't make sense to you, give us your sense. That is what we need because we are people on this platform. We learn a lot. Join us on Wednesday with, helping your sister Rosie out with, the kind of problems people bring and how we all can solve it. Join us next week here. Join Stella on her program. Uh, Sometimes I cannot tell exactly when Stella has a program because some just bump in, but watch out for her flyers. They are wonderful topics. And then watch out for, what is it? Lawrence Dance. Please, can you help me?
Larry, sorted dance chat.
Lawrence Otu Dance Chat. That is where if you want stars, please just go there. The moves this guy will do, no cry. You yourself, you'll be sitting there doing this one. You understand? So please just join on Stella's page and let's all be one. That is one
Yes,
thing that we are
yes,
missing in Europe. Let's all be one. Whether Stella is doing it, Constance, it's Jennifer, it's whoever.
Mm.
We are all talking about the same
The
goals. We are
same
talking about the
thing.
same thing. You see us mingling with each other. What do we gain when we start fighting each other because I did it, she's doing it. Now, there's the only cake. You understand?
Translation, please.
Yes, let's add that. Let's love one another. That is what we need in the diaspora. That is how we can move on. That is how we can help Africans and African can help us.
Mm.
I'm saying a lot, but it all adds up to one. Let's help each other and have a blessed week. As Constance said, we love you all. Bye bye. Shalom.
Bye
Bye.
bye.
Bye.